Thank you for joining this webinar about how to use online video to grow your business. My name is Jill Addison. I'm an online video producer and I'm also the creator of the Do-It-Yourself video package. So let's just dive right in. First, let's talk about what you'll learn. You're going to learn 3 keys to optimize your video for search on YouTube and be found by your ideal clients. You're going to learn 5 tips on what to wear for your video shoot. You're going to learn where to find free editing software you already have access to. You'll also learn the #1 pro secret to make your videos convert into new sales. You'll learn what you should put in your background of your video. That's a question everybody seems to have, so we're going to cover it. And then we'll also talk about where to find royalty-free music. And we'll talk about a whole lot more that just wouldn't fit on this slide. So let's jump right in. First, I want to tell you a little bit about how I became an expert in do-it-yourself video. I started to see really just how much video can grow your business about 3 years ago when I lost my job. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? And I'd been working in the video production business, but I'd always been a producer who hired other people to do the actual work of making the videos. I didn't even really actually know how to turn on a camera. But after I lost my job, I started to see that I was going to need to become an expert in do-it-yourself video really fast because I was going to need to create a job for myself. You know, it was right when the Great Recession was hitting full force and there just really weren't many jobs to go around. So I saw that I was going to have to start with lower budget projects where I really couldn't afford to hire a crew. So I would just have to do it all myself and just become an expert at that in a really big hurry. So my first few video shoots, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. It was really a lot of pressure because I had to create a quality video product all by myself with no backup from the crews that I was used to working with. But luckily, I had recently gotten married to this guy who runs his own video production company. He's just a rock star video guy. And he said to me, he was like, I do this by myself all the time. You can totally do this. So he came with me on the first few shoots to help me learn how to use the camera, how to use the lights, and how to pull the whole thing off as a one-woman show. So he showed me what equipment to buy and helped me get outfitted to do it all myself. And so he taught me a bunch of technical tricks that pros use to make their videos look and sound awesome. And then I even started getting on the camera myself to film my new 1-minute video marketing tip of the month. And you can sign up for those actually at jilladdison.com if you don't already get them. It's just 1 minute a month, me on camera, talking about ways that you can grow your business. So that's a great way that you can just continue to kind of add to your knowledge and become an expert in video 1 minute every month through my 1-minute video marketing tip of the month. So again, you can sign up for that at jilladdison.com. So go do that right now if you haven't already. These tips actually have been so effective because nobody's really doing this yet. Nobody's using video in email like this yet. And when I go to networking events now, I find that people know me because they get my tips and, you know, my face has been in front of them every month, giving them valuable information for just 1 minute. And they feel like they know me, you know, and I might not even actually remember where we met, but they feel like we're friends because of my video tips. And I even have people telling me that they love my tips. I mean, how often do you get people saying, hey, send me more email? So it really, really works. So anyway, yeah, through all this experience of just getting on camera and also filming other people, I started to learn some tricks about how to give a great natural performance and how to conquer that fear that we all feel about being on camera. And so now I've been doing professional video for 3 years and I've done over 100 videos for small business owners here in San Diego. And it's not scary anymore, which feels great to say. But I still remember what it was like to feel just lost when I picked up that video camera the first time and just actually really petrified. So for people on the call who've never made any video before and you're feeling scared about getting on camera or intimidated by the technology, I totally know how you feel. And it's really fresh enough in my mind that I remember all the major stepping stones that got me from where you are to where I'm at today. So it's been really great and really fun actually for me to package up all that knowledge into the Do-It-Yourself video package that we're going to be talking about today. But first, let's talk about 4 statistics that you need to know about the effectiveness of video. So first, you are 53 times more likely to appear on Google Page 1 if you have a video on your website. Second, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, and obviously you have to have a video to be there. Third, video used in email marketing increases click-through rates by over 96%. And fourth, website visitors who view product videos are 85% more likely to buy. So those are pretty hard statistics to ignore. 53 times more likely to appear on Google page 1. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, increasing your click-through rates by 96% and increasing buyers by 85%. I mean, good grief. Video is extremely powerful. So this is really important information for you to know about. So let's talk about the 5 reasons why video works. 5 reasons video works to grow your business. So the first one is that video helps you make a personal connection. Video is really the next best thing to meeting someone in person, and people like to do business with people that they know, people they've met, people they like and trust. And video helps you become that person your prospective clients know, like, and trust faster and easier. The kind of personal connection that video creates is really especially important for service providers, since what you're really selling is yourself. That personal connection to do business with other people is so important that cannot be overstated. And video is by far better than any other marketing tool to make that personal connection and for people to feel like they know you without you actually having to be there. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. So, number one reason why it works is because it helps you create a personal connection with your prospective clients online. Secondly, video accelerates the sales cycle. So in a traditional sales process, your prospective client has to find you and then meet you in person, and then you close the sale, and then you get to do business with them. But video helps you take out several steps in that process. So with online video, your prospective clients can find you online because they're already searching for you there. And they can meet you online, and then after they watch your video, they'll feel like they already know you and want to do business with you. People have literally watched my videos online and then just called me up and said, when can we get started? So this really, it happened for me, it'll happen for you. It's pretty amazing. Okay, third, video increases engagement on your website. On websites with video, the average visitor stays for 6 minutes. And on websites without video, the average viewer stays for only 57 seconds. So that extra 5 minutes of engagement can make all the difference between them picking up the phone to call you or clicking off your site. It's huge. So video really increases the engagement on your website, keeps people on your site longer, which is going to lead to a higher probability of forming a relationship with them that can lead to them being your client. Video, fourthly, it increases your search engine rankings. So when you post a properly optimized video online, you're 53 times more likely to appear on Google page 1 than with just a website. Now that's because online video is a rising trend, and not that many people are in the space yet. So you might be competing against thousands of other websites for your key search terms, but only a handful of videos. It's so effective right now. I actually just heard the other day that a lot of PR firms and marketing firms in LA are focusing on optimizing YouTube videos as their primary strategy to help their clients get ranked higher in search engines, because it's such a great opportunity right now because not that many people are doing it. Everybody's trying to optimize their website. Not that many people are trying to optimize their video. And when you optimize a video, well, actually, we're going to talk more about that in a second. But first, here, I want you to do this little test. If you're sitting in front of your computer, which I'm sure you are, type in the keywords that you want to be found for into Google and see if any video comes up. Google wants to return at least one video result for every search term, so if no video comes up for your keyword phrases, then you're looking at a wide open space where you could be if only you had a properly optimized video on YouTube. And also, when you're looking at that search results page, notice, like if there is video that shows up there, notice what draws your eye. Your eye is drawn to the image, the thumbnail image from the video, because people, their eyes are always drawn to pictures more than text, and people know that's a video, and video is so popular, people want to click on it. So basically, I mean, so basically what this is enabling you to do is leapfrog over, like even if your video ranks 6th, you may be the #1 thing that people are clicking on because of that visual interest of the thumbnail that you get with a YouTube video. So that's huge. Okay, and then I saved the best for last. online video is leverageable in two really important ways, and this actually is my favorite part. Because first, video leverages your time. You do the work once and then it keeps working for you 24/7 with no ongoing effort from you. So, I mean, like this webinar that you're watching, you know, I'll record it once and then I'll keep using it online. And so it's fantastic how it can just increase your effectiveness because you're making that personal connection with people over and over online without having to actually be there or do the work over and over. It's awesome. So, you know, really, business kind of boils down to a numbers game. And if you could personally meet hundreds of people every week, your business would explode because it's a numbers game. The more people you meet, the more sales opportunities you have, the more you'll sell. But obviously, who has time to meet hundreds of people every week? So that's where online video really becomes your new best friend, because through your video, you can be meeting hundreds of people every week. It's so leverageable that way. It's really cool. And you know, when you gain more time in your business like that, then you have time to do, you know, you have more time in your life, which is what everybody wants. And you know, you can do whatever you want with that time. You can build your business more, you can spend more time with your family, you can take a trip. So the fact that video is so leverageable is going to open up all kinds of new possibilities for you. Very exciting. Now, the second way that you can leverage online video is that you create one asset but distribute it across multiple platforms. So the same video can appear on your website, your YouTube channel, your social media sites, your email marketing, your Google profile, just to name a few. And more sites are allowing video uploads all the time. It's amazing. It's really exploding. So those are the top 5 reasons why video works to grow your business. Personal connection it helps you make, it accelerates your sales cycle, it increases engagement on your website, it increases your search engine rankings, which is huge, just being found online, and it's leverageable. It requires so much less work from you once you get a really good video up that's really performing for you, or more than one, of course. Okay, so now let's talk about 5 tips on what to wear for your video shoot. So first, avoid white, red, black, and tiny lines or patterns. What you want to shoot for is mid-range, vibrant, solid colors. Those are the best. And it's because of the way video cameras read color. You don't want it to be too light or too dark. You want it to be kind of in the middle. And you want to wear, you know, vibrant colors that look good with your skin, and solid colors are definitely going to read best on camera. So that's what you want to shoot for. Secondly, you want to choose colors that complement your set or your website. So if you're shooting in a certain area that has, you know, different colors, like in the paintings and stuff, you might want to key off of the other colors that are in your background and dress to match those colors. Or what I think is even better is to look at your branded colors and try to tie in with those, because your video is probably going to be seen on your website, at least, you know, as one place. And if you can incorporate and integrate the branding from your website into even your wardrobe, that's going to make your video look very integrated with the rest of your website, and it looks really sharp and polished. Okay, you want to create a V with your neckline. So what this means is you can do this with a button-down shirt or with a jacket or even with a scoop neck or a V-neck sweater. The main thing is you want to create that V shape so that you're basically it's creating a more powerful look. You don't want to wear turtlenecks because then you're like a floating head, and you know, you want to get that kind of like you look like a bust, like a statue. That's the most flattering way to appear on video. So create a V with your neckline. Dress as if you have an appointment with a prospective client, because that's really what this is. You are meeting your prospective clients online, so dress for the occasion. And lastly, women should avoid red lipstick and glittery eyeshadow. The red lipstick kind of starts making your lips look like they're floating disembodied from your face. So you don't want there to be too much contrast between your lips and your face. And glittery eyeshadow, it looks good in person, but the video cameras will actually pick it up and it'll just be like little white spots on your face, and it looks weird. So try to avoid glittery eyeshadow. Okay, next, let's talk about what to put in the background of your video. Now, this is a question I get asked all the time, and to me, it's kind of funny that this is such a popular question. People are so kind of befuddled about what to put in the background of their videos. So let's talk about that. Shoot against a darker background so you're the brightest thing in the frame. Basically, this is good video composition. People always look better when they're framed against something that's darker in the background. But also it's good for technical reasons, because if you're the brightest thing in the frame, then the camera is going to focus on you and get a crisper image. Especially with lower end cameras, this is really important that you be the brightest thing in the frame so that the camera knows what to focus on, because it will automatically focus on the brightest thing in the frame, and you want that to be you. Next, choose a setting that matches your business. So what I mean by that is, for instance, if you insure high-value homes, shoot yourself in a high-value home like this woman's done. Let the set of your video be appropriate to what you're selling so that you can make a stronger connection with your prospective client. If you're an esthetician, you might want to put some of your product in the background like this woman's done. That makes a lot of sense. Or if you're a doctor, shoot maybe in your doctor's office, you know, to convey that authority that doctors have. So, and then also choose a setting that your ideal client would be comfortable in. So don't only think about your business and what set matches your business, but also think about what set your ideal client would be most familiar and most comfortable in, so that you can make that stronger connection with the exact person that you want to do business with. For instance, if you're trying to target more affluent clients, then you want to shoot in a more affluent setting. So give that some thought as well. Okay, so next let's talk about the rule of thirds, and this is a really important rule of composition. Video has lots of different components to it. There's the technical aspect, the communications aspect, the marketing aspect, and then there's the artistic aspect as well. And that's what the rule of thirds is about. It's a design principle. And so basically you take your video frame, whatever's in the frame that you can see through your viewfinder in your camera, that's what's in your frame, and you divide it into thirds, from right to left and from the top to the bottom, like I've done here. And then you want to put your subject so that their eyes are right on the intersection of one of the two vertical lines and the upper horizontal line. That's where you want the eyes to be. And that basically, it creates an asymmetrical look that's really pleasing to the eye. That's what you're going for. Then if you want to get really great at design, you can put something else on the other vertical line, like I've done with these flowers. That kind of balances out the frame and gives you a really nice look. So if you can always think of things in terms of framing people according to the rule of thirds, that is going to instantly elevate the professionalism of your videos. So very important little trick, the rule of thirds. Let's talk about some other important shooting tips. Okay, first, always try to use an iPod. Try to use a tripod. The reason why is because if you can, a tripod will stabilize your camera, it'll stabilize your image, and it will give your video a more secure and stable feeling. And that will translate to your audience feeling like you are secure and stable, someone that they can trust. So it's really important to get a locked off shot. That's what it's called, a locked off shot, when you're on sticks, when you're on a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, sometimes you can stabilize the camera by holding your elbows in really close to your body and kind of get your camera as still as possible. That's really going to be your goal. And it's just a lot easier to watch video when it's shot on a tripod. Then secondly, make sure the camera is level with your eyes. And the reason for this is that if you shoot with the camera way below your eyes, which is how a lot of, like when you Skype or when you video chat, a lot of times the camera is lower than you because you've got your laptop sitting on your lap and it's looking up at you. So people are kind of starting to get used to seeing video this way. And so in that way, I don't know. Maybe it's a little more acceptable now because it's becoming so common to look at people that way, where you're looking up at them because they're video chatting. But really, it's much better to have the camera level with your eyes, because that mimics how you usually talk to people. You usually are on the same level with people and talking with them. You're not looking down at them like they're sitting down and you're standing. And the other thing is, you know, it kind of creates this feeling that you're ominous and overbearing when you're above the camera looking down at them. You know, you don't really want that psychologically. The other thing is, if you shoot with the camera above you and it's shooting down at you, so you're kind of looking up at the camera, that can make you look small and childlike and cannot really do you justice. I mean, really what you want is to establish a peer-to-peer relationship with the person who's watching your video, like you're on equal footing. You're a peer that they can just relax and trust and feel comfortable with. Now, some people, I know some video producers who, for video marketing purposes, they will shoot slightly down on themselves, like the camera's slightly higher than they are, and they do that for a specific psychological reason. They do it because they want to actually make the viewer feel a little bit more comfortable with them by putting themselves in a slightly subservient position that way. I mean, I kind of get what they're saying, but honestly, I still think it just makes more sense to be eye to eye with people, because that mimics how you actually talk to people in person, and that's what you're really trying to emulate. You're trying to kind of virtually establish a one-to-one conversation with them, just like you would in person. The other thing is, I think when you shoot down on someone where they're lower than the camera, it kind of starts to compress their body dimensions and makes them look kind of like a hobbit. So I don't think it's the most flattering way to shoot yourself. So I would recommend that the camera be level with your eyes. You really can't go wrong with that. That's a tried and true thing. Okay, next, don't use your hands much. You can use your hands every once in a while, but kind of think politician. You know how politicians are very intentional and choreographed about the way they use their hands? Don't let your hands just kind of fly around, because it makes you look out of control. But it is okay to use your hands every once in a while. I mean, it can be very distracting, so really limit using your hands a lot. The other thing is, if you're shooting with a low-end camera, if your hand flies through the frame, then the camera might try to focus on your hand, and then everything goes out of focus for a second while the camera tries to get its bearings again after the hand's gone, like, oh, I guess I focus on this person again. And so you can end up with blurry video if you use your hands too much, just because of the technical aspect of low-end cameras auto-focusing. So the safe way to go is just don't use your hands very much. This is kind of a simple solution, but sit in a chair that doesn't swivel, because if you sit in a chair that swivels, you will be tempted to rock back and forth, or, you know, one way or the other, and that's also really distracting on video. You want to be still, because it's easier for people to kind of hang with you and listen to what you're saying if you're not kind of dancing all over the screen because you're in this swivel chair. Some people like to stand. They feel more comfortable standing and delivering. The only thing is, a lot of times when people stand, they sway. And when you sway, it just looks weird on camera. You know, it looks like, okay, was the camera moving back and forth? Why is this person moving back and forth in the screen? So if you have to stand, if you must stand, just be sure you don't sway. It's really easy to do, side to side or front to back. People sway. So sit in a chair if that works for you. Okay, audio. You've probably heard this. Audio is really one of the most important aspects of your video, which is ironic because we always think of video as being visual. But when you have good audio, it will help people watch your video. It's so much easier to watch video when the audio is good. So to get clear audio, the very best way to do that is to buy a camera that has an external mic jack and then get a lavalier microphone that will plug into that you can clip onto your shirt and capture clean audio with. And the closer the mic is to your mouth, the better audio you'll get. Now that's if you're going to be pretty committed to video. You do want to get an external mic jack and a lavalier microphone. And I believe the ZI-8, Z is in end of the alphabet, ZI-8, 8 is in the number, is the only pocket camera that, like the flip camera, it's the only pocket camera that has an external mic jack, but I actually heard that it's only older models of the ZI-8 that have that, so it's really hard to find in a pocket camera. But if you can, get an external mic jack in your camera. Or if you're going to get a little higher end camera, it should come with an external mic jack, and then buy a lavalier microphone to get the best audio. Like I'm using a lavalier microphone right now to record this webinar, and I'm getting a lot better audio than I would if I was recording it straight through my laptop. But if you don't want to spend the money on this kind of equipment, then you're going to have to work with what you've got, which is probably, you know, a flip cam or your iPhone or, you know, whatever you're using to shoot your video that has built-in audio. So here's how you game that system if you want to get good audio with a lower quality equipment like that. Find a really, really quiet room. Got to make sure there's no sound whatsoever. It is completely still. And you know, we're so used to hearing ambient sounds in our environment that you won't even notice it until you really start listening. Like even the air conditioning or the fridge or the pop machine, you know, the soda machine. I'm from the Midwest, sorry. Pop machine. Anyway, all those things create a low hum that your audio will probably pick up on, and then your audio won't be clean. So you wanna just eliminate all that extra noise. You want to turn off the air conditioner if you can stand it. You want to turn off the fridge. And actually, here's a little trick that you can use to remember to turn it back on. Basically, put your keys in the fridge, and that way when you get all done with your video and you know you've had so many things running through your mind and you're going to forget to turn off the fridge, you'll go, wait, where are my keys? Your keys are in the fridge, so go get your keys and then you'll remember to turn the fridge back on. So that's some little tricks about how to get a really quiet room. And then don't stand very far away from the camera. Try to stand 4 feet or less from the camera. And if you're doing a talking head video, this should work out fine. So if you follow those two things, follow those two instructions, get a really quiet room and stand 4 feet or less from the camera, you should be able to get decent audio for your video. But you know, a lot of people want to shoot their videos outside. You will be amazed at all the audio distractions that you encounter outside that you just can't control. I mean, there's planes flying overhead, there's cars honking, there's birds singing, there's, you know, so many things that can happen outdoors that you just can't control. So you want to try to get into a really controlled, quiet environment to shoot your video. And that's almost always going to mean inside. Okay, lastly, turn off your cell phone. This is a simple one, but it just is the worst when you've been doing take after take, trying to get the video just the way you want it. You finally get to the end of a really good take, and then your cell phone rings. Ugh! So just remember to turn off your cell phone. Okay, so now let's talk about where to find editing software that you already have access to for free. If you have a Mac, it's called iMovie, and it does come pre-installed on your machine. And if you have a Windows machine, it's called Windows Movie Maker, also comes pre-installed. And these are actually great little editing programs. They're a little bit more sophisticated than the most simplistic programs out there, but they're simpler than what pros use. And so, you know, there will be a little bit of a learning curve, but they're really, I mean, if you want to kind of be devoted to making video on your own, it won't take you long to get up to speed on these two things, and there's tons of tutorials online that you can watch and get good at it really fast. Plus it's free. It's amazing, really, what's free these days. So for Mac it's iMovie, for Windows it's Windows Movie Maker. Okay, so these are 5 great places to find royalty-free music. When you are putting music in your video, don't have the music on in the background while you're filming your video, because what will happen is you'll get into editing and you'll think, oh, I wish the music was softer, but you can't do anything with it because it's already part of your video. So you can't adjust the levels. Whereas if you put the music in during editing, then you'll be able to adjust the levels and make it soft underneath your voice so that everything is the right volume. The other thing about music is you definitely want to spend the money, it's not very expensive, to buy royalty-free music. And these are 5 websites where you can buy it because, you know, you'll be amazed. Like, if you don't take this precautionary step and actually just buy the rights to use royalty-free music, what'll happen is you'll use music you don't have the rights to, you'll put it on YouTube, you'll start getting tons of hits, maybe your video will get wildly popular, and then somebody who actually owns the rights to that music will come back to you and say, hey, you got to take that down because you don't have the rights to it. And then you're going to lose all the traffic that you've built up on YouTube. And there's other ways that can really come back to bite you too. So just go ahead and buy the royalty-free music. You will thank me for it later. So this is 5 places to find that. Okay, now let's talk about 3 keys to optimize your video for search. First, you want to put keywords in the title, the description, and the tags. So when you upload a video to YouTube, you're going to see these 3 spaces: title, description, and tags. And actually, here's a little trick for you. Before you even upload the video, title the video what you want the title to be on YouTube. Because then that title is actually in the metadata of your video, which Google is probably also looking at. I mean, you've got to assume that Google is looking at absolutely everything that they can to determine where to rank you and how to rank you. So the metadata that your video has, you know, deep within it before you even import it to YouTube is also being looked at. So title it before you upload it. Then when you upload it, that title will automatically fill into the title box. All you have to do is go and erase the little extension that says MP4 at the end, and you're done, you're titled. With the description, if your video is scripted already, it's so easy to just copy and paste your script right into that description box. And that is a great way to get tons of fast, easy information into the description box, and it's keyword rich because it's talking about your topic. So it's perfect for search and it's perfect for human beings. Also, at the top of your description, oh wait, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, tags. YouTube is only going to look at the first 8 to 10 tags anyway, so don't knock yourself out with like putting 50 in there, because YouTube will just leave off most of those. It's only going to look at the top 8 to 10. The other thing you want to keep in mind about keywords is you always want the most important keywords to be at the front. So whatever is most important, make sure that that's at the front of your title, at the front of your description, and at the front of your tags. Geo-target. So this is especially important if you're doing local business, exclusively local business. There is no reason for you to compete with everyone in the world. You only need to compete with people in your city. So for instance, I'm in San Diego. I would put San Diego at the front of my description, at the front of my title, and at the front of my tags, because I'm doing video for people here in San Diego, and so basically then I'm only competing with people in San Diego. I'm competing with a couple million people instead of billions of people who are on the internet around the world. I don't need to compete with all those people. I really only need to compete with the people here in San Diego for my keywords. So geo-targeting is a great strategy, one of the most powerful strategies to really maximize what's happening with your search engine optimization and how you're being found online. So be sure and put your city at the front. And then at the top of the description box, you want to put your website with http:// before it. And what that's going to do is make your website a hyperlink that someone can just click on and go automatically to your website. So you want to make it as easy as possible for people to find you online through your YouTube video. YouTube doesn't make this easy. I mean, they really want you to just stay on YouTube, so they're not making it easy for you to go to another site. So you have to actually do that by putting the hyperlink with your website at the very top of your description box so people can just click on it and go to your website. Also, right under your website, put your phone number, because some people don't like to just find out about you from your website. They want to call you. So make it easy for them to connect with you in whatever way is easiest for them. You might also want to indicate that it's a mobile number so they can even text you if they want. I mean, text is becoming so popular these days. So those are 3 keys to optimize your video for search: keywords, geo-targeting, and contact information at the top of your description box. All right, 7 main ways to use your video to grow your business. So the first is to embed your video on your website's homepage. I really recommend that you embed your video from YouTube, and here's why. Number 1, the hosting is free. You don't have to pay for people watching your video. YouTube's paying for that. Number 2, when you do this, then all the views that happen on your homepage, all those views will also count for your YouTube channel. So, you know, if 200 people watch it on your homepage, you're going to have 200 extra views on YouTube because of that, because it was embedded. So to embed it, all you do is you go to YouTube, you click on share, and underneath that there'll be an embed button. Press embed, and then it'll give you an HTML code that you can put into the back end of your website, and then the video will actually play on your website as if it's hosted there. You won't be able to tell that it's hosted on YouTube except for a small little YouTube logo. But I've actually had clients who wanted that logo, that YouTube logo. That's the whole reason they embedded it, is because they wanted to be seen as someone who is forward thinking, who is using YouTube. So I don't think the YouTube logo is a bad thing. Okay. Next, post it on your social media sites. And you can do this a number of ways. You can post it and say, hey, check out my new video, and put a link to your web page where your video is. So basically you're driving traffic into your sales funnel to your web page. So you can do it that way, like as a link to your website, or you can upload it. You can upload it to your social media sites. So Facebook will let you upload video, and then people can watch it right there in the Facebook interface. And that works really well because a lot of people on Facebook don't want to leave Facebook. They want to just browse around on Facebook, and they'll be more likely to watch your video if they can see it right there, the big thumbnail, and they can just press it and watch it while they're on Facebook. So uploading it to Facebook is a great idea. You can actually upload it to LinkedIn and put it in as part of your profile. And this is awesome because then people aren't just reading a resume, they're actually virtually meeting you online through your professional video that communicates about you in your business. So definitely I recommend that you use Google Presentations to embed your video on your LinkedIn profile. I think there's also a products and services tab now on LinkedIn, and you could put it there as well. Okay, include a link to the video in an email. So you could send out an email and say, actually, I mean, one way I've done this is if you're using a email server, like an email service like Constant Contact or MailChimp or whatever, this is the way I like to do it. Take a JPEG, which is a still image from your video, upload that into your Constant Contact or MailChimp, and then make that still image a hyperlink to wherever you want people to watch your video, whether that's the YouTube channel or your website. Make that little JPEG image a hyperlink to your video. The important thing about you definitely don't want to send video and email because it's just way too big. It'll take forever for the person to get it, and they might not ever get it because it's just way too big to send as an attachment. So definitely just include a link to the video, and kind of think through, where do I want to send people? Do I want them to come to my website because I want to get them into my sales funnel, or do I want them to come to YouTube because I have a whole lot of videos on there? And with YouTube's playlist feature, they could finish watching this video and the next video will automatically queue up, and they'll just keep watching my videos and keep watching my videos on YouTube. So that can be actually a really powerful strategy. I mean, I've gone to people's videos on YouTube and I watched one, and then I watched another one and another one and another one, and before I knew it, I'd been watching their videos for 40 minutes because I never had to really decide. They just kept queuing up one right after another, and I just kept watching. So that can be a real advantage of sending people to YouTube if you have a bunch of video there that's all in a playlist, and one will just naturally start playing after the first one ends. Okay, include a link to your video in your email signature. And this is a way to make every single email that you send out a chance for you to deepen your relationship with current clients and reach out to prospective clients in a very personal way. So basically, underneath your regular name, phone number, email, website information on your signature of your email, just put, check out my 2-minute video here, and put a link to it wherever you want to drive people. And that's a real leveraged way for you to continue to promote your video, because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about it. It's just in your email signature, and people will open that up and watch it, especially if they're using Gmail, because Gmail is a function of Google. Google owns YouTube, and so they're kind of in cahoots with each other, that when you send a link to YouTube through Gmail, it will actually appear, like the thumbnail will appear at the bottom of your email, and you can watch it right there in your email. You don't even have to go anywhere else if you're linking straight to YouTube. And that only works in Gmail as far as I know, but that's a really cool feature actually. Great way to use your video. your blog. So if you do blogging, video is a way to really amp up the juice of your blog. It really makes it more powerful, more personal. It increases engagement, you know, all those advantages that we talked about for video. It'll do all that for your blog. So definitely recommend that. And again, you can just embed them straight from YouTube, no problem. A Google local search profile page. Actually, Google's local search feature will allows you to upload 5 videos for free. So just one more place you can put a video. And then you can promote your video on YouTube. And basically, when you think about promoting your video on YouTube, you just want to assume that every single way someone can interact with your video are ways that Google and YouTube are grading your video on. So, if you want to have people comment on your video, you want people to favorite your video, you want them to share your video, you want them to embed your video on their own site or their social media outlets. You want other people to promote your video on their status updates and social media. So what I recommend is that you actually, once you get your video up on YouTube, is that you send out an email to everyone you know and say, hey, check out my new video, and can you help me by interacting with my video in the following ways? Could you comment on it, favorite it, share it, and embed it on your own website or your social media site? And give them sample text so that they don't even have to think. All they have to do is copy and paste what you wrote, put it in their Facebook update or their LinkedIn or Hootsuite or however they get their information out to the world. And then they can just write you back and say, hey, did everything you asked, because it was easy. And so that's a proactive way to start really optimizing your YouTube video, is to just contact everyone you know, ask them to interact with your video in every possible way, and give them an easy way to do it by providing status updates, by providing comments they could make, things like that. And then the last way that you can promote your video on YouTube is that YouTube actually does have a feature called promoted videos. And it's not as popular as Facebook ads because not as many people know about it, but I have actually heard people say that they're getting way better return on their investment for promoting their video through YouTube's promoted videos program than they are through Facebook ads. And that's probably because they're early adapters, and so they're really getting the advantage, or the advantage of that. Okay, so all these things, if you do all these things, that's going to really help you maximize your video and put it everywhere you can. It's going to help you leverage your video, leverage that one asset by putting it in multiple distribution channels, and it's going to boost your search engine results and drive more traffic to your video online, which is what you want. Okay, so here's the #1 pro secret to make your videos convert into sales. Include your website and your phone number in the text within the video. This is so important. It's such a simple thing to do, but if you don't do it, you're really missing out. So basically, we're just talking about using titles. And if you use iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, you should see a feature in there called titling or titles. That's where you can make text in your video. So that's what you want to use. And you can do this a couple ways. You can either put it at the end of your video, like a call to action, say, hey, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about your blank, whatever service or product you want to provide to them. And then have your website and your phone number show up at the end of the video, like, okay, now it's time to call me. Or you can actually put it in a band across the bottom throughout the entire video. That's called a lower third, when you have that band across the bottom. And if you put your website and your phone number in that band across the bottom, then all the way through the video, as they're watching it, the viewer can decide, yeah, I'm ready to call, and they don't have to wait till the end of the video. A lot of people don't make it to the end of the video, so that's one argument for putting it at the bottom throughout the entire video. Another argument for doing that is that this way, if anybody embeds your video from YouTube, or if a thumbnail shows up on any social media sites or whatever, your contact information will, without doubt, be featured in that thumbnail because it's on every single frame of your video. So that's another thing to think about. Okay, so I hope that all these ideas have helped you begin to get a handle on how you can use video to grow your business and to get the full 360 on everything you need to know, like absolutely everything you need to know to get up to speed to be a video expert to grow your business. You can get access to this do-it-yourself video package today. I'm making it available. It's still a pretty new product, but the feedback I'm getting from my first do-it-yourselfers has been really positive. It's really helping people get up to speed on video quickly. And it's also a really fun interface. And I tried to make it fun and enjoyable to go through this content, and I think I succeeded in doing that. So let me give you a quick overview of what you'll get in this do-it-yourself video package. So you'll get 5 videos, and those 5 videos will cover everything that you need to know that I would do for you professionally if you were hiring me to do your professional video. So it'll be scripting, shooting, editing, uploading to YouTube, and optimizing for search. 5 videos that cover those 5 key things. You'll also get 7 downloadable documents, which includes what to wear, a script template, an example of a script and why it works, and then diagrams of how to position yourself on the frame, along with several other basics of video production that you're going to need to know. You'll get the audio files of all the video content as MP3s, so if you want to take it with you on the go, I'm providing that. And then you'll also get a half-hour personalized coaching session with me, the creator of the Do-It-Yourself video package. So after you go through all the content, after you try to apply it and you start getting some video, if you have questions or you want a little personalized, customized attention, that's what this half-hour personalized coaching session is for. That's a phone call with me, and that's what's available right now. As the Do-It-Yourself video package continues to grow, I may morph that into a 1-hour monthly call that you'll get for the entire year that you have access to the Do-It-Yourself video package. But either way, I mean, either way, you'll get some personal attention and a phone call, either a half-hour one-on-one call or a 12 monthly group calls to put what you're learning about video into practice. And then, as a bonus, I'm going to include some starter notes, and that way you've already got the notes that you need on the video. You can just kind of fill in little extra things that you learn. This package is only $197, and it's a pretty new package right now, and so it's really affordable, so it's a good time to get in on this. Prices will probably be increasing in the future, but right now you can invest for just $197 and get this today. This package just enables you to spend a fraction of what you would spend on professional video to get the results you want from your video marketing. And then if you decide, now this is really cool actually, if you decide that you need some professional video after you invest in this training, which a lot of people are doing, they're doing a hybrid of do-it-yourself videos and professional video. So if you decide you want to do that, then I'll actually credit you the amount that you invested in this training. I will credit that amount toward one of my professional video production packages. So really it makes it like a no-risk proposition, because if you go ahead and do a professional video with me here in San Diego, shot on location here in San Diego after this, then your do-it-yourself video package was basically free. So that's a pretty cool little feature that I'm including. And also I have a 60-day guarantee, so if for any reason you're not satisfied with it, you can return it within 60 days. So really it's no risk. You can definitely try it, see how it works for you, and then we can go from there. But yeah, I've definitely had a lot of clients, and I'm hearing more and more clients say to me, well, we're going to try to do our own videos first. And then I've also had other clients come to me and say, well, we tried to do our own videos, we couldn't do it, so can we just hire you, you know? But I mean, sometimes it's a case of, if you just know some simple techniques that I teach in this package, you probably can do it yourself. But if you don't know these little simple techniques, you may have a hard time shooting anything usable. So that's why I wanted to provide this online training for people who want to do it themselves, just to help them be a success at it, because it's just kind of easy to fail at this if you don't have a little bit of expert advice and guidance on it. So just click on the Add to Cart button, and then after you click on Add to Cart and fill in your information, you'll get instant access to the full contents of the Do-It-Yourself video package, and you'll get that for a year. So I'll see you on the inside in the next minute or two. Now, if you're someone who likes to have a lot of details before making an investment like this, then just please click on the link below this video to be taken to a page with all the details about what you get with the Do-It-Yourself video package. And you should find all the information you need there.